Hi, Joseph Rittenhouse. I am here in Xiamen, China. I'm going to talk to you about this book, Turning Pro by Steven Pressfield. I got it on this new Kindle Paperwhite. I bought this in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam for 120 bucks. I had run out of books on my trip and I was feeling physically ill because I could not read. I've been reading a lot more because it helps me clarify things, it helps me speak better and also be more articulate. And also I was having some questions about my own life, and this book answered them. Some of the questions, I'm a property investor, I retired when I was 36 years old, was some of the behaviors that I had before I retired. I was wondering if I was being a little bit too hard on myself or too weird, but now that I look back I realize that I'm just trying to get away from being an amateur and become a professional. If we look at athletes, musicians, successful TV actors, business people, we always notice that they have to change. There's a process of going from amateur to professional. I had a lot of weird habits back when I used to work, and this book helps me understand that they were actually not weird, it's just part of becoming a professional. I would get off work and I would spend about 3 hours just handwriting notes about financial literacy, financial education, what are interest rates, what are mortgages, memorizing numbers. And I would do this for hours and hours, and on the weekend sometimes as much as 8 hours I'd sit in a cafe. And I knew this did not look normal because most normal people don't do that. And I didn't know if I was being normal or not, or weird, but I got the desired result. I retired when I was 36 years old. And I continued to not only keep these habits of reading every day, writing every day, memorizing every day, but also even having more and more habits, like making videos, by working on my public speaking. I'm gonna go back to America and I need to push myself even more because I want to become more of a professional. What I learned in this book about professionals is that they have habits, behaviors, rituals. And I had never thought of these words before, like rituals or practices in the context of a professional. But when you think of, say for example, someone who's working on Tai Chi, you know, what would you call it, kind of like a physical exercise. The word exercise too, exercise, ritual, practice, habits. We see someone who's doing Tai Chi with their body, or maybe a monk who is praying. They're doing something that's repetitive, that's over and over again. They do it because it's calming, it's soothing for them. Just the same way an athlete or an actor maybe will do an action over and over and over again to perfect it, because to them it's not tiring, in the sense that they have a passion to do that thing. So for them to actually do that thing over and over again, that action over and over again, it's soothing for them. And for us from the outside, we would say, man, why do they work so hard doing that one thing over and over again? It's because they're a professional. And athletes that are very good, actors that are very good, we know they spend many, many hours alone where people cannot see them, and they're working on fundamental skills, perfecting them hours and hours. Difference between an amateur and a professional is the professional goes all in on what they want to do. An amateur, they just dilly-dally. An amateur might dilly-dally around with the phone, with the video, with the audio, but a professional is going to really go all in on learning about how to do audio and video production. Maybe you're a school teacher, but your real dream, your real passion was that you wanted to travel around the world and do research around the world. You wanted to write the books, not just read the books and teach them, but you settled for just being a teacher. Or maybe you wanted to be a musician, you wanted to create and share, but you settled for just drinking beers and playing around with a guitar, learning a couple chords on the weekend, where if you were a professional, you would switch over and you would be going all out. You'd be setting up interviews, you'd be trying to get gigs, you'd be doing the hard part, the boring part. And the professional enjoys the long journey. They know the journey is going to be long, it's going to be boring, and the journey never ends. The professional never says, I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, that's it, it's over. The professional director, they will make movies until the day they die, because the action of producing the movies is peaceful for them. It's brings happiness to them. It doesn't make them tired. So for the professional, the journey never ends. And for the professional, it's not about them. They produce because they want to create something for the world, but the amateur, it's about them, and they want things right now. They want things very, very quickly, and that's why they never make it pro. They never turn pro. When you're a professional, things are simple. You wake up, you work on your art, your craft, your skill. You memorize, you work on repetition. When you're an amateur, you dilly-dally in a bunch of different things. So actually, when you become a professional, life gets very simple. I've noticed that about my own life. I know what I want. I want to buy more property. I want to grow my income, be more wealthy, and I want to be a better teacher. And these are the only things I want to work on right now. I'm open to learning other things, but for the most part, as soon as I wake up, I'm going right into these things, because I know that these are the things that will really make me a professional property investor and will make me a better teacher. Professionals never accomplish perfection. It's never perfect for them. They just keep working on it, getting better and better and better, and the day that they die, they were still working on their passion, the things that they love. We'll wrap it up with the quote from Roseanne Cash, where she said to refine your skills to support your instincts. So the professional doesn't know exactly where they're going, but they know they're going there, and they are working on all the little skills. Maybe a professional director is learning a little bit about history. They're learning a little bit about film. They're learning a little bit about audio. They're learning a little about psychology. They don't know exactly where things are going, but they're learning about humans, human behavior. They're learning how to do their profession better, and they just get better and better and better. But they're refining the skills and following their intuition, that they keep going in this direction. And some people, they won't understand your intuition. Some people won't understand you. They're like, we thought you were going to be a doctor or a lawyer, and now you're going off in this direction. It's because you have an instinct as a professional that says, I think the new direction is over here, and I'm going to go this direction, and I'm going to work on my skills that I think that will support me to go in that direction. You know, my family doesn't want me to play piano. They want me to be a doctor, but I'm going to work on my piano skill every day. And my family doesn't want me to make videos, but I'm going to play around with my camcorder, with my cell phones, I'm going to spend hours and hours on the computer playing around with software to perfect my skill in video and audio production.